Hello everybody, welcome back to Kilgore's Kitchen. If you end up enjoying the videos, like, comment, and share across your social medias. Today we're going to be working on tomato basil chicken. So this is going to be slightly different. We're not going to be using a red wine vinegar. We're actually going to be using some marsala and mixing that with a little bit of vinegar to make our tomato basil base. This is going to be for the marinade. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to actually mix our marinade up. With that, what we're going to need is a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Measure out our 1/4 cup of olive oil. You're going to toss that into the bowl right over here. And then, along with that, we are going to get some of this marsala. This is not going to be a traditional style tomato basil. You want about, say, like about 2 tablespoons across the board. By mixing this marsala and the vinegar together, it's going to get to about a 4 tablespoons. I would recommend just straight 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, but because I'm having to mix the two, it's going to end up being a little bit different. And then from there, what we need is some basil. Go probably about, I don't know, half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon, somewhere in there. And we're also going to get some salt in here. You can use sea salt if you want. Actually, we are going to use sea salt for this. So you can use sea salt. You're going to want probably about half a teaspoon, not too much. And then we also need some pepper. You want to try and make sure with the pepper, you're using a coarse black pepper. You don't want to use finely ground black pepper. And with that, you don't want a whole lot, probably 1/8 to a 1/4 teaspoon. And once you got all that, you're going to whisk it together. I didn't grab my whisk out before I started making the video. I came in unprepared, man. Well, no worries. You grab a fork. We're just going to whisk all this together. Make sure that it combines really well. So the marsala is going to give it a little bit of that kind of chicken marsala flavor. And that's fine. But we're not making a chicken marsala. And really the only reason that you're needing the red wine or the marsala and the vinegar is in a marinade. That's going to help to soak into the chicken and keep it good and moisturized. Now we're just going to set that off to the side. We don't need that any longer. And you can see it's not like it makes a huge amount of anything that's in there. That's fine. We don't need it to be a lot. Now we've got our chicken breasts, and with any type of chicken breast that you're doing, this is a chicken breast with rib meat, and so you can see we've got these fatty portions on there. We want to try and get some of that off of there. So all you got to do is just pop that just like that. Now you don't want them to be this thick. You want them to be thinner, because otherwise it's going to take a while for them to end up cooking. So you go right in the middle, and you're just going to slice right on through, about halfway through the chicken breast. As you can see, some of these with rib meat, they'll just kind of have those spares. That's fine. We can cook that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so you want to try and get that to about half. I'm terrible at getting it to about half, so that's fine. Again, cut off this fatty portion on the outside because it's not going to cook down very well. And then check it. Get a little bit of a fatty portion right here. We can cut down. There we go. And then again, see, the problem you end up having, you've got this really big part right up here. So it can be very difficult sometimes to try and get a good even slice across the whole chicken fillet. But if you do it proper, this is what you should end up with. It's 2 pretty nice little fillets all made together. So we're gonna pop these over here, cut down our last chicken breast. We've got a substantial amount of fatty gristle off on the side here. We'll pull that off because we do want this to be fairly lean. And again, that fat's not going to give a lot of benefit. I know some people that'll sit there and say, oh, well, you keep the fat on because that's going to help to keep it moist. No, that's why we've got the vinegar. The vinegar helps take care of that. And we're going to actually cut off this side over here. This is a pretty fresh chicken breast here. All right, and then again, just right down the middle. Try to keep it as even across as possible. And if you don't keep it even across, it's fine. Now, we've got these, but still, these aren't thin enough. We need them to be just a tad bit thinner. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of butcher paper, parchment paper. We're gonna lay that across. And then, if you've got a tenderizing hammer, you can use that. I don't. I've got a rolling pin, and so we're just going to rolling pin this to try to spread it out, thin it out a little bit more. And what we're looking for is going to be about 1/4 of an inch thick. That's going to be your best bet for cooking a fillet. So you can see like how much we've been able to spread that out. And that turns it into a fairly large, but that will cook fairly fast. So we've got that done. And then once you get all of them done, all you're gonna do is you're gonna toss them into this marinade and you're just going to flop them around. Make sure that they all get really nice, well and coated. And then once they're coated up like that, we're just going to transfer them into of another bowl. You can actually just keep them into this bowl if you want. And just let them marinate in your chicken, in your refrigerator. Minimum 30 minutes. You can go up to a day. I usually like doing them for about 1 hour to 2 hours. So that way all that flavor will get caught up in there. The oil will get in there nice. And then when we come back for the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to do the cook on this. So stick around, go check out part 2.